Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Nathan and welcome back to the Snack Saloon. Today we have another Cowboy Bebop figure, more specifically another Spiegel figure, and this is by FigZero, and this is 1/6 scale. Now this thing costs $170, and as you'll see in just a moment, it comes with a lot of accessories. I'll show you the side of the box. I love this vintage look that it has. And then the back, you can see the figure itself. Now this thing is fully articulated, so obviously we're going to be playing around with that to see if we can get him in some pretty decent poses. Here's your small print, Crunchyroll, Bandai Namco. Then the other side, I'll just show you the top. And the bottom just has your sticker, barcode. Now this thing does have Velcro, so you can see the figure itself. And we have this nice image, silhouette of Spike. But yeah, kind of hard to see with the reflection, but a lot of things in this. And I love the box. It has all this like little, newspaper quotes. Like I said, it looks very, very nostalgic to me. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box and we'll take a closer look. So this is what you get in the box. So you can see all the different weapons, different hands, there's even a different face and some other random accessories. I can see the cigarette there. So let's go ahead and take all of these out. So let's take a look at the figure itself. So in terms of articulation, you've got articulation in the foot, the knees. The thigh has a ball joint, so it goes right the way around. So I don't think there's anything in the waist, but there is here in the torso. You can move that. Obviously the hands, elbows, shoulder has does it have a ball joint? I think it's just a swivel, yeah. And of course the head. And you can actually pop the head off and it just clicks back on like so. And obviously this has soft goods clothing, so you have soft trousers and the shirt as well. And then the actual tie and the undershirt are also cloth. So it gives it a really nice look. Now I'll give you a close-up of the face. You can see I just have the default face on right now. I'll show you the other one in just a minute. But they've done a really good job with this. It looks identical to how he looks in the anime. And you can see that hair, nicely detailed. And it is quite sharp, I will say. But yeah, all of the eyes. Like I said, the shirt as well being soft. And that tie just kind of sloppily, just pulled slightly down. And of course the shirt, I don't know. Yeah, you can actually unfasten that. Doesn't come out all the way, but there is a little Velcro. But yeah, they've done a really good job on this. And I love the shoes as well. You can see the shoes just have small print on the bottom. If that would focus, there you go. So now let's take a look at some of the accessories that this thing comes with. Unfortunately, you do get a little pamphlet here with everything named. Also a warranty sheet on the back if you need it. I did just want to point out on this clasp isn't Velcro. There's actually little hooks in it. You can see you can individually pull them out. So I'll refer to this to get some specifics. You can see it for yourself there. But first up, obviously, most obvious is this giant shotgun. This thing looks like a beast. Great detailing on it. Love that little silver piece as well. It's not just a solid black. You can see multiple shades of black and grey, and it does even have the pump. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. And then you also get, so you get two pistols. You get the main pistol and the alternative. So let me try and, I'll show you one at a time. So there's this one it's got the silver on top. I know he uses the Jericho as his main pistol. And then you get this alternate. It's more like a standard. I don't think there's any movement on this now. And then you get the notebook reader. I still have this in its plastic. Some nice detailing on that as well. I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't have any articulation to it. And then there's a small, this piece is absolutely tiny. This is the money card. Now this thing feels like cardboard. So I can imagine this, out of anything, would be the piece that you would lose. Then, like I said, you get the cigarette, which is very bent. You know, it's very, very used, I would say. That's obviously going to get lost if you're not careful. And then there's another small piece here. This is the oil lighter. I'll just try and stand this in my hand because it is very small. A lot of small pieces on this. And then you get obviously some joints, some little, you know, for the alternate hands or wherever you might need them. And the alternate face that this comes with, it's more of a upset face, more of a grumpy looking expression. And then of course you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different hands. Just gather these up. So a lot of different hands to play around with, depending on how you're posing this, obviously. So I'm going to try and pose him with the cigarette first of all. So give me a few minutes and I'll try and get this thing looking half decent. So I've got the correct hand in place for the cigarette. You can see the cigarette just slides in between the two fingers. There's like a perfect slot where the cigarette just slides in. And then I've also adjusted this hand to hold one of the pistols. And again, that gun just slides in place. You can see the finger is even on the trigger, which, yeah, attention to detail. One thing I do want to point out, these hands are very, very sturdy. Like, it takes a lot of force to pull them out and put them back in. So you're not going to, you know, lose any of these once they're attached. It is a little bit finicky when you're trying to pose and stand the figure. But once you get it in, you know, the correct spot for, you know, weight distribution, it's pretty stable, you know, unless you knock your shelf or wherever you've got this displayed. It's really not going to fall over. But I think they did a really, really good job with this. I think it's definitely worth the $170 US. Especially when you take into account all these extra pieces you get. And all these small little, you know, I mean, the cardboard card, the lighter, all the guns, all the hands. I really can't think of anything else you could ask for with this. So I think they did a really, really good job. Especially with the soft goods clothing as well. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorites in terms of a posable figure. You know, not just a standard, you know, anime figure, statue, whatever you want to call them. I think this is a really, really nice figure. And again, this is by FigZero, officially licensed, obviously. and I would highly recommend this if you're looking for a decent Spike figure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Until next time, see ya.